Using AI for time card entries. Okay, so to quickly go over this is for a manufacturing business, but it could be for any kind of business where you're tracking your employees' time. What we see is that employees don't give very good data throughout the day if they're bouncing around to different jobs, and that hurts as a business owner trying to figure out how efficient your employees are, and not only that, getting all that data to middle management and then even to accounting to do billing properly. That request of getting your employees' time is sometimes hard, and sometimes the data is just bad. So I want to show how we've kind of solved for this with AI. So your traditional time card entry, you have like a rolling time card where you like clock in during the day and then you clock in when you're done, and then in that time card you have your line entries, which are what you're doing throughout the day. So you may be bouncing around to different projects or working on different sales orders or whatever it might be. And that's what this is kind of illustrating, where an employee has this overall time card, and then they have these time card lines. And then you can add these time card lines. And again, depending on the business, there may be various fields that you as a business owner or manager need from your employees to help determine how efficient you are, and your billing rate and whatever else. But here's just an example of like, they need to supply the job, they need to supply what work center, their expense, how many parts they made, how many hours they spent on that, and whether there's any rework, and then any kind of description or errors or whatever it might be that you need to capture as a business owner, right? So this form, depending on the employee, could be pretty daunting. You may have some misspellings, you may not be getting all the data that you want. So instead of having employees do that, what we've come up with, and again, this is kind of just a mock thing, but an AI time card where employee can go to this screen and it automatically knows about them because of the user that's logged in. So here's an example that you can do here. So what we've done is you can just like start recording, and then as employee I can say, today I worked on operation 10, the process was scrub, the work center was GN Fab, I worked from 6 a.m. to 11:30, I made 5 good parts, and the expense is labor. So I'm just showing all the pieces here, but what we do is we record a transcript or record the user, and then we make a transcript out of that by sending it over to AI. It uses that recording and it generates a transcript. See, it says this is what it came up with as a transcript, and all this can be done in the background. I'm just showing it in the UI here so you can kind of understand what's going on. So it made the transcript for me, and then I'm going to submit that transcript. And again, this is going to go and it's going to parse that transcript and look at our fields that we need from the employee for the time card lines to then populate a form for me, so I don't have to manually type some of this stuff in. So I can see here, as after that is parsed, it then fills out this form for me, and you can see my transcript and kind of compare it down here. I've worked from 6:30 to 11:30, that's put in there. The operation was 10, I said all this stuff right. The process, this is just the ID of that process, which I said was scrub, and the work center was GN Fab. The labor expense, the expense ID was labor, and I made 5 good parts. And it kind of just put a description in here for me. So you can see here that this is a lot quicker. Again, this could be tidied up a lot more, where the employee could come in here and just have a recording, and then it takes them directly to this form so they can verify it. And then of course you put a human in the loop of this, where they can make any changes they need before they then submit the time card line, right? So that just saved them all the typing and made it automated for them, so we can get good data fast and speed up their time of getting the time entries into our system for then middle management to see if everyone's being efficient, and then get that data over to accounting for billing and whatever else, right? So that's a rough example of how we're utilizing AI to populate fields for employees and speed up time and also get better data.